So, welcome back. This is round 3 of the Wine Ivy. I just wanted to say that because I like to rhyme sometimes. Uh, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the big no-no monster word in red wine, tannin. Yeah, the thing that a lot of people sometimes confuse with dryness in wines or being a dry wine is tannin. And everybody's got this idealized and romantic notion of dry wines are always the best. I talked about this last week as well. If you don't understand the meaning of what makes something dry, it can be difficult to kind of find what you're looking for. In the wine industry, dry refers to sugar content, as I said last week. So this week, I want to talk about the misconception and dry, people understanding the word dry as the feeling that comes from tannin. Tannin is essentially the thing that makes your cheeks go, and your gut gives you that feeling after you've had a nice big bottle of, say, Cabernet Sauvignon. And it's a word that some people who are just introducing themselves to wine or being introduced to wine might not understand. One of the things about it is very rarely in white wine do you have tannin, because tannin comes from the skin and the seeds of the grapes. And red wine, in order to get its red color, is fermented on the skin of the grapes as well as some of the fruit. So you get a little bit of the skin and the seeds giving the tannin to the wine, whereas white wines very often are instantly removed from their skin, seeds, and pulp and fermented that way. So you're seeing no color contact, no skin contact, no addition of color for it, and you're seeing no tannin because of that. If a white wine is made in a style where it does see some skin contact, even just to evolve a little bit of color, or just to alter it slightly to give it a little bit more of a mouthfeel, they will have tannin then. But it's very, very rare, and it's usually only Gewürztrainers and Pinot Gris, usually, that I see in that kind of respect. One of the ways to kind of work around tannin, well, there's 2 ways to work around tannin if you want to have a young bottle of wine, because tannin, well, I guess I should start there. Tannin as something in young wines is very, very prevalent. As wines age, tannin, the phenolic compounds that form up tannin, will move together. So you've got these 2 here, and they'll sit there and they'll be like, do, 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 shunk. So you've got one tannin here, and this tannin over here, represented by the half C, and this tannin over here, represented by the other half C, are like, hey, it's been a little bit longer. And you've got this bigger molecule now, and then it gets bigger and bigger as it ages, and then it will slowly form a solid and fall out of the wine. That's where you see aged reds having sediment in the bottle. It's not because the wine's unfiltered, it's because the wine has aged and you've got this tannin coming together and falling out of solution. And older red wines will have more of a velvety texture, a lot less of that mouth-drying sensation because they're lacking those compounds. And there's 2 ways to get around that. The 2 ways being, 1, food pairing, or 2, sugar content. A off-dry red wine will feel less mouth-drying because your saliva is trying to keep up with the sugar. Your mouth is instantly like, yes, break it down, more sugar, more sugar, more sugar. And things like amylase, one of the active enzymes in your mouth, will actually break down sugars. So sugar is one way to make your mouth feel less dry because you're constantly flooding it and rinsing it with saliva. And the other way is food pairings, and the best way to get around tannin is fat. Oh, so much flavor all of the time. That's why when you see people, when they have those big, 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 bold, stunning Bordeaux's with the Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot all blended together, those big tannic grape varieties, they pair them with red meat, steaks, beef, things that have ribbons of fat to them to enhance flavor. Big Cabernet Sauvignon, big, like 16-ounce rib. Oh, 16-ounce ribeye. Oh, so tasty. I'm hungry, can you tell? So you take that, and that fat will have the molecules in the fat will be attracted to and help deal with the molecules that form up the tannin, and that removes that feeling in your mouth. So you once again get past the tannin, get past that astringent character, that mouth drying sensation, and move straight into the just flavorful things that wine is. And I feel like the only other thing I really want to talk about right now is rosé. Rosé does see skin contact. True rosés see skin contact. There are some rosés that aren't true rosés, and they're just, we took white wine, we added red dye number 85 or whatever. It really makes no difference. And it kind of just not necessarily the best. But true rosés will see about 24 to 48 hours of skin contact just to get a little bit of pink color to them and add a little bit of flavor. You don't often see tannin coming from rosés just because of that. It's not long enough for the actual liquid to extract those tannin molecules. So, in comparison, red wines will see probably 2 solid weeks of skin contact, roughly. Usually, something along those lines. Makes sense to me. I think that's the number. Yeah, that's probably the number. So that's where you're getting that comparison. And sometimes rosés are made off dry, usually if they've got a little bit more color to them, because then you can counteract the tannin. So that's the tannin talk. Alliteration's fun. I hope you have a great week. And let's not forget that tomorrow is just Monday. It's just Monday. Don't panic. We can make it. We can make it. See ya.